rights for all voter. And my question is, as president, will you commit to disentangling federal immigration enforcement from local law enforcement by putting an end to ICE detainers?
Well, the thing is that in the city of Miramar, we actually have an ICE facility, so I live this every day. In fact, there's even confusion in terms of what a city can allow, because some advocates think that local municipalities have control and power and authority over ICE facilities, and we all know that local government cannot usurp the authority of a federal agency. They basically come in our cities, they set up these shops, and they basically have very inhumane conditions. In our case, we basically had to force ICE to provide parking for these individuals, families. 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, you have mothers and kids waiting in line just to check in at these facilities. In fact, in South Florida, it's probably 95 degrees right now, and you have families that are out there in the elements. We have to force them to provide shelter, covered walkways, more restrooms, more drinking fountains for these individuals to be out of the elements so they can do what they're supposed to do, and that is simply just to check in. Under this administration, where they used to check in just once, now they have to check in 3 times per year, and it's causing a public safety issues for us as local government. So it's a shame that me as a local mayor have to go to the federal government to force them to treat humans like humans.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that my position in terms of ICE facility is that either we humanely enforce our immigration laws through ICE if it's going to exist. If we're not going to do it, it doesn't need to exist, because we cannot treat humans like animals, and that's what's happening. So as president, I'm committed not only for comprehensive immigration reform, but in a humane way to be able to enforce our immigration laws, and that is my commitment as president.
So do you commit to ending detainers if elected president?
Excuse me?
So do you commit to ending detainers if you're elected president?
Well, what I'm saying is that first we have to have comprehensive immigration reform. What that means is that we have fair and equitable immigration laws. Once that is set, everyone knows what the laws are. Now, if the laws are broken, there is a humane way to enforce our laws, regardless if it's ICE, regardless if it's the Department of Homeland Security. There will be an enforcement arm for our immigration laws, but we have to and we must, and under a Messam administration, we will have a humane way in which we would enforce our immigration laws.
I think that's great, but as far as detainers go, where somebody is held after they've bailed out of jail or after they've been released for the mandatory 48 hours?
Listen, if people are here out of status, right, they have not murdered someone.
That's right.
They have not murdered someone. They should be able to wait their process to be adjudicated.
They're here out alone.
They're here. They should not be shackled. Families should not be separated.
So you would end that forced detainer?
Well, I would have a humane way of ensuring that individuals can have their day in court to say that I've only been here because I'm out of status, but you know what? I filed a lawful petition to either change my status or to extend my visa, and I should not be treated as criminals. So we will not enforce in that way. So anything that will dehumanize an individual, anything that will put them in shackles, anything that will put them in cages and separating families is something that my administration will not tolerate.
Could you visit the kids in